today's mathematics learning session.
Good morning students. Previous class we have finished practice set 1.2. So students, today I am going to teach you practice set 1.3. But before solving practice set 1.3, let us understand and let us learn the concept of conditional statement and converse. So if I tell what is conditional statement, so conditional statements means the statement which can be written in the if and then form are called conditional statement. Here one example is given. So here the example is like this. If so example is like this, the diagonal of a rhombus are perpendicular bisect of each other. The diagonal of a rhombus are perpendicular bisect of each other. So here one rhombus are given and inside this rhombus there are two diagonals. Okay. So this diagonal is playing the role of a perpendicular bisector. So we have to write here conditional statement form. Okay. So this statement is given. We have to write in the conditional statement form. So we will write like this. Now after considering this statement, we have to write this in a conditional statement. So if the given quadrilateral, this is a given quadrilateral, which shape? Quadrilateral, which shape it is? It is a rhombus shape. Okay. So if the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, it can be parallelogram, it can be any other. So but it is a rhombus. Okay. It can be a rectangle, it can be a square, because they are also a quadrilateral shape. So this is the shape of a rhombus. Okay. So if the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonal are perpendicular. See this diagonal, these two diagonal, one diagonal and two diagonal. Okay, these two diagonals are perpendicular bisect of each other. So here we will write statement like this. If the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, which shape it is? If the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, then it is a diagonal. Then its diagonal are perpendicular bisect. They are perpendicular bisector of each other. Why? Because they are cutting each other. They are intersecting each other. That's why they are bisector of each other. Is that clear? So students, are you understanding what is conditional statement and what is converse? So yes, converse means if and then part of sentence are switched. Okay, so if I tell if it is raining, then the grass is wet. Okay, if it is raining, then the grass is wet. If it is Monday, then it is a weekday. Okay, like this. So here one beautiful example is given. You can see here conditional statement. This we have solved. Now here, if a number is a prime number, then the even number or odd, then it is even number or odd number. Okay. If the number is a prime number, then it is even or odd. Prime number means what? Number which has only two factor. Okay. So it may be even number or it may be odd number, but there are chances it is odd number, not even number. Okay. So prime number are basically an odd number. So here only 2 is even prime number. Only the number 2 is a even prime number and rest other prime number are odd number. So here the statement is if a number is even or odd, then it is a prime number. In this example, the statement is true, but it is converse is false. Is that clear? If the number is even or odd, then it is a prime number. Even or odd, then it is a prime number. Why even or odd? Because 2 is even prime number. Okay, because of only 2, number 2, we are considering it is a prime number. Okay, even prime number. In this example, the statement is true, but it is converse is false. Is that clear? That means it may be possible and it may not possible. So we have to prove. Okay, so conditional statement here we have to follow some fact. We have to deal with a fact. We have to deal with a truth statement, true or false statement, which whether it is a true or whether it is a false. So we have to check like this. So on the base of the question we have to answer like that. Okay. Now students, after understanding conditional statement and converse, let us understand and solve this theorem. First, understand what is theorem. Okay, so theorem means a property is supposed to be a true if it can be proved logically. If it can be proved logically, then the statement is true. Okay, we have to, theorem means a fact. Theorem means a fact. A true statement is known as a theorem. It is written as a theorem. The logical argument made to prove a theorem is called a proof. Okay, so here we will deal with a given to prove what we have to prove, and proof means a logical argument made to prove a theorem is known as a proof. Okay, so theorem means what? A property is supposed to be true. If it is proved logically, then it is theorem. Okay, so here we will solve one theorem. So as you can see here, the first theorem is the opposite angle formed by two intersecting lines are equal measurement. The opposite angle formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measurement. So here there are two angles are given, and we can say here two intersecting lines are given. So as the question says that two intersecting lines are equal measure when the opposite angle form. So here you can see your diagram. These two lines are intersecting with each other. There are two intersecting lines and they are forming two opposite angles. So here AOB first line and COD is second line, and these two lines are intersecting at point O, and here you can see opposite angles are given. Okay, so first we will write here given line AB and line CD are intersecting at point O. So here we will write line AB and line CD intersect at point O such that AOB and COD, there are two lines. After writing given, we will write here to prove. To prove means what we are finding. To prove means to find. So here to prove angle AOC, what we are finding here, opposite angle formed by two intersecting lines are equal measures. Means equal measures, which are they? So AOC and BOD and AOD and COB, these all are equal measures. So here we will write angle AOC is equal to BOD, angle BOC is equal to angle AOD. This we are finding, this we are proving. After this we will write here to prove, we will write here proof. So proof means solution. So solution is like this: measure of angle AOC. Angle AOC plus angle AOD is equal to 180-degree linear pair of angle. Okay, they are linear pair, so that is why they are 180. So angle forming linear pair are known as linear pair angle. So they are like AOC plus AOD, AOC plus AOC plus BOC is equal to 180 degree. AOC plus BOC is equal to 180-degree angle in a linear pair. After this we will write here BOC. This BOC plus BOD is equal to 180-degree angle in a linear pair. So there are two linear pair angles, AOC plus BOC 180-degree, BOC BOD is equal to 180-degree. Okay, after understanding linear pair, whenever two angle form on a one line, so it is a linear pair angle. So here angle AOC plus BOC, angle AOC plus BOC is equal to BOC plus BOD. They all are equal. Angle AOC plus BOC is equal to BOC plus BOD. Okay, from condition 1 and 2. After this we have to eliminate this part. We have to eliminate BOC. To prove AOC is equal to BOD, we have to eliminate BOC. Okay, so here we will write angle AOC plus angle AOC is equal to angle BOD, eliminating BOC. So we are eliminating this part. Eliminating means cancelling BOC. So here angle AOC is equal to angle BOD, eliminating BOC. After this we will write here, similarly it can be proved that BOC is equal to AOD. BOC is equal to AOD. So they both are equal. Is that clear? So students, in this way we finish first theorem. Now let's solve and understand second theorem.
Now students, let's solve indirect theorem. Why it is indirect theorem? Because this theorem is not carry any figure. Okay, this is not a geometrical theorem, this is an algebraic theorem. Okay, so here you will deal with the numbers. Previous sums you are dealing with a figure, you are dealing with angles. Okay, and now this theorem is based on number. So which type of a number? Prime number. Prime number is given in our question. So indirect proof, here the type of proof start with assumption. Here we have to assume, we have to suppose, we have to take a condition like an assumption in that consequence is false. What happened if the consequence is false? That we have to assume. Using it and the property accepted easier, we start with arguing step by step and reach to a conclusion. Okay, like this we will start. Okay, so the conclusion is contradictory with the proof. So it's like this. So let's solve this. So let's solve this question. A prime number greater than 2 is odd. A prime number greater than 2 is odd. This is our theorem. So we have to solve. This is not a geometrical theorem. This is algebraic theorem. Why? Because it deals with number, not figure, not letters. Okay. Geometrical theorem deals with figure, but algebraical theorems deals with numbers. Previous sums, you saw that there were angles are given. Okay. But here numbers are given. Which type of a number? Prime number. So let's see. A prime number greater than 2 is odd. So a prime number greater than 2, it is given. Okay, a prime number greater than 2 is odd. So what are the prime number? So prime number are those number which carries only, प्राइम नंबर आर दोज नंबर विच कैरीज ओनली टू फैक्टर. ओके, दैट मीन्स वो एक तो खुद के टेबल में आता है और एक दूसरा वन के टेबल में आता है. ठीक है, ऐसे नंबर को बोलते हैं प्राइम नंबर. फॉर एग्जांपल 3 1s are 3, 1 3s are 3, they are prime number. 17 1s are 17, 1 into 17 17. Is that clear? Like this. Now here the conditional statement is like this: if p is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. Okay, so this thing we have to prove. So what we will write in our given? We will write p is a prime number greater than 2. Okay, and p is an odd. So p stand for prime number. We are consider this p as a prime number. Okay, we will use this p as a prime number. We will not write prime number. We will write here p. Okay, so here I am writing here given. So given is p is a prime number greater than 2, that is 1 and p are the only divisor of p. Okay, means 1 multiply by 1 and its own table. So not more than 2 factor are known as a prime number. Is that clear? That is so here p is a prime number greater than 2, that is 1 and p are the only divisor of p. इज दैट क्लियर? यानी कि वो नंबर 1 के टेबल में डिवाइड होना चाहिए और अपने खुद के टेबल में. दैट नंबर आर नोन एज अ प्राइम नंबर. So here our question says that if p is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. So after writing given, we will write here to prove. So what is proof? Proof is then p is odd. Okay, so here we will write to prove p is odd. This, then we have to calculate. Then means to find. So to find, what to find? P is an odd number. Okay, after this what we are going to prove? So here let us assume that means what we are assuming that p is not an odd number. We are assuming here p is not an odd number. Is that clear? Why? Because 2 is even prime number. 2 is not an odd number. That is why we have to prove that 2 जो है वो odd number नहीं है. वो कैसा number है? Even number है और वो prime number है. समझ में आया? Even prime number. Even number are those number which is divisible by 2. तो 2 2 के टेबल में divide होता है. But वो प्राइम नंबर भी है. इज दैट क्लियर? व्हाई प्राइम नंबर? क्योंकि वो खुद के टेबल में डिवाइड होता है और 1 के टेबल में आता है. इज दैट क्लियर? So 2 is even prime number. 2 is the only number which is even prime number that we have to prove. So here we will write, let us suppose that p is an odd number. What we are proving? Let us suppose that p is an odd number. This is an assumption. So here I have written suppose. Let us suppose that p is not an odd number. So p is an even number. P is an even number. Why prime number is an even number? Because 2 is an even prime number. That is why p is an even number. After this, A divisor of p is 2. What is divisor of p? P, we have considered 2 is a prime number. Yes, 2 is a prime number, but it is even prime number. समझ में आ रहा है? 2 जो है वो किस टाइप का नंबर है? even prime number है. So here we will write, therefore a divisor of p is 2. A divisor of p is 2, statement 1. After this, but here given that p is a prime number greater than 2, p greater than 2, which number are that are greater than 2? So here 1 and p are the only divisor of p. यानी कि वो जो 2 है वो इवन प्राइम नंबर क्यों है? क्योंकि वो 1 के टेबल में और खुद के टेबल में ही आता है, उससे ज्यादा वो कोई दूसरे टेबल में नहीं डिवाइड हो सकता है. इज दैट क्लियर? तो ऐसे नंबर को हम क्या कहेंगे? वो सिर्फ किसका फैक्टर है? 1 का और 2 का. विच नंबर? 2. सो हियर वी विल राइट, बट इट कैन बी गिवन दैट p is a prime number greater than 2. Okay, greater than 2. After this, here 1 and p are the only divisor of p. 1 और p, 1 यानी कि 1 तो हर जो जितने भी टेबल्स है वो हर नंबर 1 के टेबल में डिवाइड होते ही होते हैं. आपको पता है 1 into 100 100, 1 into 200 200, 1 into 99 99. यानी कि 1 से जो भी नंबर को मल्टीप्लाई करोगे आपको उसका सिमिलर नंबर मिलेगा. इज दैट क्लियर? So here we will write, therefore 1 and p are the only divisor of p. Only divisor of p means prime number. यानी कि 1 जो है वो prime number में ही आता है. समझ में? After this, statement 1 and 2, यानी कि ये वाला statement, a divisor of p is 2 and 1 and p are the only divisor of p. This statement 2. Okay, the assumption that p is not odd is false. p odd है ये false है. क्यों? क्योंकि p odd नहीं है. p odd, the assumption that p is not odd is false. क्यों? p odd है. p जो है वो odd नहीं है, ऐसा गलत है. समझ में आया? p क्या है? odd number है. So assumption that p is not odd is false. p जो है वो odd number है. अगर हम कहते हैं कि p odd number नहीं है तो यानी कि ये false है. क्या समझ में आया आपको? p जो है वो odd number है. प्राइम नंबर जितने भी है वो सारे odd number है. आप देखो प्राइम नंबर क्या है? 1 जो है वो odd number है. 2 जो है वो इवन प्राइम नंबर है, उसको हम कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर सॉल्विंग दिस थियरम. ओके, वो 2 के ऊपर ही ये थियरम है. 3 कैसा नंबर है? ऑड नंबर है. फिर 5 ऑड नंबर है. फिर बाद में लास्ट में आपका 7 ऑड नंबर. 9 नो नॉट 9, फिर 7 क्या है? ऑड नंबर है. ओके, 9 क्या है? ऑड नंबर है. लेकिन 9 जो है वो ऐसा नंबर है जो उसके मोर देन 2 फैक्टर है, इसलिए हम लोग 9 को प्राइम नंबर में कंसीडर नहीं कर सकते. व्हाई? बिकॉज 9 के बहुत सारे फैक्टर है. 1 के टेबल में आता है, 3 के टेबल में आता है, खुद के टेबल में आता है. मोर देन 2 फैक्टर हो गए. ठीक है, 3 टेबल में तो डिवाइड हो रहा है ना, तो दैट मीन्स मोर देन 2 फैक्टर है. इज दैट क्लियर? तो 9 को कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे. 11 ऑड है, ऑड भी है और वो खुद के टेबल में ही आता है. ठीक है, 1 के टेबल में और खुद के टेबल में. एंड देन फिर बाद में 13 अगेन ऑड. सो इस टाइप के नंबर जितने भी है वो क्या है? ऑड नंबर है, उनको हम लोग कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे. दैट इज व्हाई द स्टेटमेंट इज फॉल्स. इसको अगर हम बोलते हैं ट्रू है तो ये फॉल्स है. Is that clear? So it is says that the assumption that p is not odd is false. Okay, so considering this statement, the assumption that p is not odd is false. यानी कि p जो है वो odd number ही है. अगर मैं बोलती हूँ, अगर आप बोलते हैं ये कि p जो है प्राइम नंबर है वो odd number ने even number है, that means वो false है. p जो है वो odd number है. p is not odd ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. p odd number ही है. Is that clear? That we have to prove here. This prove that prime number greater than 2 is odd. Is that clear? इससे प्रूफ ये होता है कि प्राइम नंबर जो भी 2 से बड़े है वो सबके सब क्या है? ऑड नंबर है. यानी कि 2 जो है वो इवन प्राइम नंबर है और 2 से ऊपर जितने भी प्राइम नंबर है वो सबके सब क्या है? ऑड नंबर है. इज दैट क्लियर? तो हमको यही प्रूफ करना था इसके अंदर कि 2 प्राइम नंबर 2 जो है वो कैसा नंबर है? इवन प्राइम नंबर है. ठीक है, तो उसके बारे में हमको बताना था. और यहाँ पर यह बताना था कि मोर देन 1 या 1 या 2, उससे ज्यादा उसका फैक्टर नहीं रहना चाहिए. इज दैट क्लियर? खुद के टेबल में आना चाहिए उसको और 1 के टेबल में. अगर ऐसा है मोर देन 2 फैक्टर हुए तो वो प्राइम नंबर नहीं होगा, वो कंपोजिट नंबर हो जाएगा. कंपोजिट नंबर आपको पता है, मोर देन 2 फैक्टर है तो कंपोजिट नंबर है, लेस देन 2 फैक्टर है तो वो प्राइम नंबर है. तो 2 जो है वो कैसा नंबर है? इवन प्राइम नंबर है. इज दैट क्लियर? दैट इज व्हाई वी प्रूव दिस एंड दैट द assumption that p is not odd is false. So here last is this proof that prime number greater than 2 is odd. यानी कि जितने भी प्राइम नंबर है 2 से ऊपर वाले हैं, 2 से बड़े नंबर जितने भी है, ग्रेटर नंबर है, वो सब के सब कैसे नंबर है? ऑड नंबर है. इज दैट क्लियर? Now students, after understanding conditional statement and converse, also solve direct and indirect theorem. Now I am going to teach you practice set 1.3. Here practice set 1.3 you have to apply the rule of conditional statement and converse. So let's solve practice set 1.3. Here practice set 1.3 contain two questions. Question number 1 carries 3 sub question and question number 2 also carry 3 sub question. So let's solve one by one. So question number 1, write the following statement in if and then form. Okay, here we have to apply the conditional statement and converse technique. Okay, so here sub question 1 is the opposite angle of a parallelogram are congruent. Our question says that the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now parallelogram is a type of quadrilateral. Parallelogram is one type of a quadrilateral. You know that quadrilateral has four side, okay, four side, four angle. That type of a shape is known as a quadrilateral. So parallelogram is also a parallelogram is a part of quadrilateral. So here observe this diagram. Okay, so here this is a quadrilateral parallelogram. So here A, B, C, D. Here you can see opposite sides are congruent. Parallelogram is known as a opposite side. When opposite sides are congruent are known as a parallelogram. Now here AD is congruent with BC and CD is congruent with AB. You can see now AD. Side AD congruent to BC and side AB congruent to side CD. Is that clear? Now here we will write solution. If the quadrilateral is parallelogram, if the quadrilateral, this is a parallelogram, okay, and this is a part of quadrilateral. Parallelogram is a part of quadrilateral. Parallelogram जो है ना वो quadrilateral का part है. Is that clear? Now if the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then the opposite angle of the quadrilateral, are congruent. Opposite sides are also congruent and opposite angles are also congruent. Is that clear? So A is congruent to C and D is congruent to B. Is that clear? Similarly, A is congruent to D and B is congruent to C, like this. So here we will write if the quadrilateral is parallelogram, then the opposite angle of the quadrilateral are congruent. Is that clear? So students, in this way we finish sub question 1. Let's see sub question 2. Here the diagonal of a rectangle are congruent. Again, rectangle is also a part of quadrilateral. As I told you before, whenever four side, four angle is there, that means the shape is known as a quadrilateral. So here rectangle is also a part of quadrilateral. So the diagonal of a rectangle are congruent. So here, see this figure. This is a rectangle and inside this rectangle there are two diagonal lines. So here AC and BD. Okay, they are bisect with each other. They are bisecting. So here we will write if a quadrilateral are a rectangle, then the diagonal of the quadrilateral are congruent. Exactly. See this perpendicular line, diagonal bisect with each other. Okay. So here if the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then this diagonal of this quadrilateral are congruent. So here we will write the statement. So if the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then the diagonal of the quadrilateral are congruent. Is that clear? Now here sub question 3. In an isosceles triangle, the segment join the vertices. Okay, if a triangle has how many sides? 3 sides. This is not a quadrilateral shape. It is not quadrilateral. So if in a isosceles triangle, the segment join the vertices. How many vertices? You know, 3 vertices. And the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. So here we will see here one isosceles triangle and this is not a shape of quadrilateral. So if a triangle is an isosceles, then the segment join the vertices at the midpoint of the base are perpendicular to the base. So here we will write statement. in an isosceles triangle, this is an isosceles triangle, the segment join the vertices. How many vertices are there? A, B, C. And perpendicular is AD. AD perpendicular to BC. Segment AD perpendicular to segment BC. Is that clear? So here we will write if the triangle, which type of a figure it is? It is a triangle. It is not quadrilateral shape. Why? Because it has only 3 vertices. So vertices means what? Corner. ठीक है, अभी यहाँ पर कितने कॉर्नर्स है? 1 2 3 4, 4 कॉर्नर्स. तो ये क्या है? क्वाड्रिलेटरल है. यहाँ पर कितने कॉर्नर्स है? 3 कॉर्नर्स है. तो ये कौन सा टाइप है? ये ये ट्राइंगल है. ओके, इट इज नॉट अ क्वाड्रिलेटरल. ओके, so here A B C is a triangle. Which type of a triangle? Isosceles triangle. Question says that. Okay, and now here AD जो है वो क्या है? Perpendicular है किसके? Segment BC के. So here we will write if a triangle is an isosceles, then the segment join the vertices and the midpoint. Midpoint is AD. AD is midpoint. Okay, so then the segment join the vertices and the midpoint. Then the base is perpendicular to BC. Perpendicular to base. What is that base? So BC is the base. Okay, so perpendicular to BC. So here we will write statement. If the triangle is an isosceles, then the segment join the vertices and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Is that clear, students? So in this way we finish practice set 1.3 question number 1. Now let's solve last question of this practice set, question number 2. Let's solve question number 2. Write converses of the following statement. Now here question number 2 has 3 sub questions and we have to write its converse. Means we have to write if and then statement. So here we will write this converse statement here. So the alternate angle formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent. The alternate angle formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent. So students here observe this diagram carefully. Here when two parallel line and one straight line intersecting the two parallel line are known as a transversal line. Okay, so here there are two parallel line Q and P. Q and P are transversal, Q and P are parallel line, and this straight line R, this straight line R are transversal line. So P and Q parallel line and R is the transversal line. And here alternate angle means the opposite angle. Angle which shows the opposite directions are known as alternate angle. Angle which shows the opposite directions are known as alternate angles. So here you can see this opposite directions. Okay, opposite sides. So opposite angles. They both are opposite angle formed by two parallel line and their transversal are congruent. So their transversal are exactly congruent. So here we will write statement like this. If the alternate angle means this one and this one. There are two alternate angle. Okay, as given in question, there are two alternate angles. So if the alternate angle made by transversal with two lines, how many line? Two parallel line, two parallel line, two parallel line, one transversal line, and two alternate angles are given. Okay, two alternate angles are given, two lines and they are congruent. Then the line are parallel. So this is a transversal line and these two are parallel lines. So here we will write statement if the alternate angle made by transversal, this is a transversal line and these two are parallel line. So if the alternate angle means opposite directions. See this, these are opposite direction, opposite angles. So if the alternate angle made by transversal with the two lines, okay, so these two lines are parallel line, with the two lines are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Okay, so these two parallel line, so these two P and Q are parallel line and R is the transversal line. So students, in this way we finish question number 2, sub question 1. Now let's solve sub question 2. If a pair of the interior angle made by transversal of the two lines and the supplementary lines are parallel. Supplementary means 180 degree, complementary means 90 degree, more than 90 degree, 90 degree and more than 90 degree supplementary, less than 90 degree and 90 degree are complementary. Okay, if two angles are adding and it gives 90 degree, that means it is a complementary. And when two angles are adding and we get 180 degree, that means it is a supplementary. So here, if the pair of interior angle made by transversal of two lines are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So here we will write statement. First we have to draw a diagram. See this, M and N are parallel line. Line M and line N are parallel line, and line O is a transversal line. Okay. Now this is the interior part. This angle is the interior part. We can say opposite angles. They are opposite angle as well as they are interior part of this angle. So here we will write, if the two parallel line, okay, if the two parallel line are intersecting, two parallel line are intersecting at what point, at which point? So here these 2 points are intersection point, and this line is known as a transversal line. The transversal line name is O, and intersection point are these 2 points are intersection point. So if two parallel lines are intersecting by transversal, then the pair of interior angle, this is the pair of interior angle. Pair of interior angle are supplementary. Why? Because sum of two angle is 180 degree. Okay, how many angles are there? Two angles are there. That means one angle, two angle, one angle, two angle. So after adding these two, we get 180 degree, because one is obtuse and one is acute. So here we will write statement, if the two parallel lines are intersected by transversal, then the pair of interior angle are supplementary. Is that clear? Because after adding we get 180 degree. So that means it is a supplementary angle. So here we have written statement like this, if the two parallel line, if the how many parallel line? Two parallel line and one transversal line, okay, and are intersecting by the transversal, are intersecting, there are two intersection point by a transversal, then the pair of interior angle, how many pair? Two pair, one pair, two pair. So a pair of interior angle, 1 2 means one pair, 1 and 2 means one pair. So pair of interior angle are supplementary angle, 90 plus 90, 180. Okay, so 110 plus 80, 110 plus 70, 180. Is that clear? So like this. Now last sub question, the diagonal of a rectangle are congruent. The diagonal of a rectangle are congruent. Now here you can see a rectangle, and here inside this rectangle there are two diagonals are given, that is AC and BD, and they all are congruent with each other. Okay, and they have perpendicular lines. So the diagonal of a rectangle are congruent. So here we will write a statement like this, if the diagonal of a quadrilateral, a rectangle is a shape of quadrilateral, rectangle is a part of quadrilateral. So here we will write, if the diagonal of a quadrilateral are congruent, see here all the inside all the diagonals are congruent, all the lines are congruent, diagonal lines are congruent. So here we will write, if the diagonal of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle, the quadrilateral is a rectangle. After joining this four side, okay, after joining this four side of a diagonal, we get here which shape? Rectangle shape. So here we will write statement, if the diagonal of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle. Is that clear? So students, in this way we finish practice set 1.3 question number 1 and question number 2, and we have completed our chapter number 1, basic concept in geometry. So students, now your task is to solve all these sums in your notebook. Thank you so much for watching my video. Enjoy learning, stay healthy, stay safe.